everybody, welcome to episode 131 of Build That House with me, Jim. I'm just waiting for old Roy to arrive. Today is the day we get some sand and put it around this sewer pipe. We have been inundated with rain here in August for the last 4 or 5 days, and it's caved a lot of the trench in. The whole purpose of putting sand in it is so that you can avoid having big rocks sitting up against your pipe and your water line, and in this case a natural gas line as well. So I'm going to get in there, and before he gets here, get up some of those big rocks that fell around the sides of it, wrapped up this conduit that we obliterated with the machine. So that's whole again, and those pieces of string and stuff in there to pull surfaces through won't get jammed up with dirt when we backfill. So thanks for joining me. 131. I know this is a bit lengthy, this project. I thought it would be. There's 5 or 6 guys to coordinate. Ford still hasn't come to install the second meter over there, and until they do, I can't really, or there is no point of digging this trench with Roy, because it'll basically stop the use of the driveway up here, and it is kind of nice to be able to get through there without too much problem. So that's what's happening today. We'll see how it goes. We'll get some video footage of me and old Roy working around here, and old Roy, man, he's at 80 years old. He's absolutely delighted to have something to do. So anyway, enough talking. Let's see what happens here in this episode, and man, I'll be really happy when this is all buttoned up. Okay, so I'm just clearing out around this. This has to join up to this, so I got to cut it off, fit a piece of ABS in there, and then use 2 Muellers. Those are rubber connectors with the big stainless steel clamps. So all this has to be excavated here so I can get in there to work. Okay, old Roy is arriving. All right, we got the dump truck full of sand here. Everyone's putting a little sand over the pipe, give it a bit of a buffer. I just had a cave in, this whole side went. Caught me on the arm. That's why you're not supposed to dig trenches more than 4 feet without shoring them up. It's not exactly that safe. But since I got almost 2.5 feet of hard pan here, anyway, means I got to dig it all out. I love it. I love digging. Did too much of this a few years ago when we started. Anyway. So I'm going to backfill the water line. There's no gas line down here, so this will pin down that water line that I'm putting in. It's all ready for Graham to hook up later. All right, so we've buried the water line in sand up to here, because it's as far as we can go, because that's where the natural gas line is. Now we're just kind of weeding out some of the big rocks, and Roy's backfilling it. We should be able to backfill all the way down to the end. Graham was just here, made sure everything was kosher, and so yeah, we can literally backfill to here, and all this will be gone, and we can use the driveway better. I love it when things happen. Yeah, so you take the big rocks out and you cover up. It's already covered with sand, so you get that buffer. Then you put the lighter material, and then I'm taking the big rocks and I'm putting them on the very top. Graham was just here. He said that he's been to a guy's place 3 times in the last couple years because they didn't use sand to bury their water line. So I'm glad I ended up doing it. Sand was way cheaper than I thought. So even if it's not cheap, it's going to be expensive in the long run when you're going to be digging up your water line to repair it. So I'm so happy to see this progress. Nice to be able to use the driveway again, like I said before. It's been very precarious getting in and out of here. Okay, just as a reference, this clean out here I've already got enough cleanouts, but that's where the cleanout is. Okay, I'm just putting the water line in. Very awkward. It comes in a coil. So to uncoil it and get it to where it's supposed to be by yourself is a challenge. It's also raining in August here, so that's fun. Anyway, I'd much rather rain than sun. I don't like summer. I've never really liked summer because I have to work in it. If I was sipping lemonade under an apple tree, I think I'll like summer when I retire. All right, so as you can see there, I got what they call the Muellers, like rubber cylindrical things with 2 clamps on each one, and that allows you to tie ABS pipes together where you normally can't because they're underground or they can't move. So awesome, that's done. And what else did we get done today? Basically just more work down there, and also I built a clean out access panel, if you will, and it's heavy duty. You can drive on it, and it's actually 3 inches thick all the way around, but I inset the inner one so that this 1.5-inch lid sits flush. But if you ever need to get into your sewer, you pop that off, give it the old blasteroo, and it'll get any obstruction out of there. I mentioned it lots before. I don't know why I keep mentioning it, but that one's finished now. This is going to have to be the same situation. All right, here's the deal. It's another rainy August day in British Columbia. Very strange. Nonetheless, got to drill an 1.25-inch hole through 8-inch foundation, 2 feet down below the grade, so it's right in there. But this rock here, it's a big rock there, and I'm imagining it falling either on my leg and breaking my leg, crushing me to some degree, or pinning me in there, or possibly destroying some of this pipe work here. It's logical for me to drill it from the inside. So I just took some measurements, and I've been fortunate enough to borrow a larger Hilti drill, a 1/2-inch shaft. And here it is. It's pretty dark in here. I may not be able to. It's just a larger version of what I have. It's an 1.25-inch bit. So I'm going to drill it from the inside, which is over here. I don't know if you can see it very well. Got a mark on the wall. So here I go with an 1.25-inch through 8 inches of concrete. Let's hope it goes nicely and doesn't vibrate that rock and crush my pipe out there. Okay, so far so good. It takes a while, and I'm using every positive thought that I have, and if you can help me out and think positively, that I don't hit rebar, otherwise I'll have to do it all again in a different location. So I'm gonna keep going with it. Unfortunately, I can't really film and drill unless I set up the tripod, but this will have to do for now. All right, made it. Didn't hit any rebar. Thank you for thinking positively. If there's anything I've learned, not only in life, but building a house, if it can happen, it might happen. Or something like that. Even though there's not tons of rebar in the wall, there is rebar. And but anyway, we missed. Fabulous. I'm going to put this sleeve in it so that the plastic water pipe over years doesn't rub on that concrete. It could be abrasive. So here we go with that. Well, there it is, folks. 1-inch water line through an 8-inch foundation wall with a protective plastic sleeve on there. Can't believe how well that went. You know, I did this operation in August so that I wouldn't have water and muck. And like I said, if it can happen, it might happen. And we're getting tons of rain in August. So, couldn't imagine doing this any other month than this, but whatever. It is what it is, as I say. And the water is in the house. We now have sewer, water, and I'm still waiting on Fortis to come and hook up the manifold, the extra meter, and then we'll do the gas line. I'm gonna turn the page on this.